Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and long time, right? And thank you for all the love and support you have given it to me. And this video is about back to basics on Java. So there are a lot of questions have been asked for the Java. So this is for I think 1 to 4 years of experience people, or maybe 5 years, wherein basics are required for Java. And without wasting your time, I am just just one request is to subscribe to my channel and like and share and comment if you want me to make more videos on this. So it's mainly of basics wherein we covered while loop. So there was a question which has been asked to me when I was going for the Mindtree interview, wherein they have made this loop while integer I equals to 0 while n is less than equals to 5. And then what is the role of I++? So I++ is very important until if you don't increment in value of I++, it becomes infinite loop. So while loop is like where it until it satisfies the condition, it will execute the loop, right? And then it will come out. So when I is equals to, if you are not incrementing it, the value will always be 0, right? And then that's why I++ is very important because it's never, increment the value in the same value occurs. It becomes a repetitive, infinite loop. So I think this was the question has been asked. So they have made the code like this. So what this happened? Like if you remove I++. Okay, so do not forget to increase the variable used in the condition. Otherwise the loop will never end. See, this is how it will happen. So then for loop also, how for loop works. So this is also a question for some of the people doesn't know, because you should have to understand for loop because there are many basic or programs which they asked you to do. Even if you're 5 or 4+ years of experience, many testers does not know Java or they are studying right now and they are giving interviews. So these are the very duplicate reverse program, and there are a lot of program like duplicate string. So you put a for loop, right? You will put a combination of for loop for I and j. So you should know how to work that, how these loops are working, and then only you can write it. And my suggestion is start writing it in Notepad or a Notepad. Don't write it in editor because you will get a lot of suggestions, and sometimes some companies ask you to write it in Notepad. They don't ask you to do it on Eclipse. So sometimes that is also comes up because you don't know how interview treat you, right? If you are completely code-based company, they'll ask you to open a notepad and write the code. So this is what it is like. If you like for loop, how does it work? So it will initialize in value, it will check the condition, it will execute, and then again it will increment, right? How while loops work, but while loops is in different lines, right? But it comes under same line, but does not mean that it execute at the same without printing it will increment the value, right? So you guys know how for loop works. So it is like I equals to 0, it will check I is less than equals to 2 and then print the value of the I, that is 0. And it will again come to I is equals to I plus 2. And then it will increment the value which becomes the I value is equals to 2 now. And then 2 is less than equals to 10. And this is how it works. So this just in disclaimer, many of the people does know it, but many of the people doesn't know it. So I have to explain. So instead, like I got a comment, people are saying this and that, but I am covering everyone. So if you think that this is the waste of a time, you can go ahead and watch another video. It's fine. But the person who is watching, because I don't have people, who can explain in this way. So that's the reason I got it. So I am trying helping others. Okay, so this is how it will print, which will become every time the I values increases by 2, and then until it becomes 10, it will execute. Okay. So what does null means in Java? Null plays a very important role. So when the reference variable does not point to any value, you can assign to a null. Okay, so give me an example how your null value comes up. So when you just create an employee, so this is the reference variable, right? This is the class employee is a class and employee. So the object is not instantiated. We are not instantiating the object, and we are not even calling the object. So it is not pointing over, like it is pointing anywhere. So this is the example of null comes place. Okay. So when can we create constructor and abstract class? So constructor is very important topic. It's self about a lot of topics there because I had given an interview for I think Walmart, so there are a lot of questions asked to me on Constructor. So yeah, so we can create a Constructor in abstract class. It doesn't give any this questions like this simple question. So can we override a constructor, or can we create a constructor in abstract class or interface, or these kind of questions? They are like molding the questions and they are asking questions. Okay, so this question is very important. Can we create a constructor in abstract class? We can create a constructor in abstract class. It doesn't give any compilation error, but we cannot instantiate a class. There is no use in creating a constructor for abstract class. Okay, like you cannot instantiate, right? So that is also the abstract class. This question is very important actually. And you can, your constructor itself is a very important topic. Just write a constructor. A constructor is nothing but a method which does not have any written type, right? Okay, constructor is just like a method. Okay, constructor is just like you write a constructor, just like a method, right? And you will call the constructor how? As soon as you create an object, you write a new, right? New, and then you write a class. The moment you use new, the constructor is called. Okay. So exceptional handling in like interview questions. So this is also comes in the basics. So I'm just giving you the topic, so you can just dig into the topic. And if you want to make me a video on like part 2, I'll definitely make wherein because there are a lot of questions on Java. I think 200 to 100, so which all is important to go because you cannot remember all those questions. So yeah, I can make a video for you. So exceptional handling questions. So what is an exceptions in Java? So what kind of exceptions you face in Java, please? So in Java, exception is an object. Exceptions are created when abnormal situations are arise in our program. Okay, exception can be created by JVM by our application code also created, right? All exception classes are defined in java.lang. So this is very important in java.lang. In other words, we can say exceptions are as runtime error, right? So they will be asking, situations where, exceptions arise. So accessing an element that does not access an array, invalid conversion of number to string and string to number format exceptions, invalid casting of class, trying to create for interface or abstract class. So there are exceptions where you faced it in, these are the questions they may ask in terms of Java as well, in terms of Selenium as well. So how you fix that, why those like stale element exceptions, and there are a lot of exception, not element found exceptions. So these are the exceptions which comes under Selenium as well. So you have to ask, like they may ask you on basis of Java as well, if you're good in Java. So list out 5 keywords related to exception handling. So how will we exception? We use try, catch, and so exceptional handling, first thing is like is a mechanism, right? What happens is you might have in your code, you might see that there might some error comes, like for example, your server fail or something, and that will catch under for like those under try also, right? And so what happens is it will terminate the program, right? But your program will terminate it, like if some abnormal situations come, if some server is not responding properly, or many other things comes up. So what happens is if you find an exception, handling it, what happens is it will automatically fail. And your program is fail if you're not handling that exception. So this is very important. Like exceptional handling is very important. So what happens is something comes up, it will catch that exceptions and try a different thing and continue, and that will help you to continue run your program, which is like normally with the help of exceptional handling you do a lot of things. Okay, so these are the exceptional handling. You can try, catch, throw, finally. If you want, I can explain you in the example, but you have to tell me in the comment because my audience just want my project descriptions in many of the domain. So I'm not getting much response in interviews questions. So yeah, what is thread in Java? So threads are very lightweight. They share the same address space. Creating thread is simple when compared to process. Creating thread require less resource when compared to process. Threads exist in process. A process have at least one thread. Okay, so you guys know our code runs in different threads, right? Which help us in parallel execution. Thread itself is a big topic. So we'll be making more videos on thread maybe in the next upcoming videos wherein, you know, thread is a separate part of execution in program. Okay. So thread, because there are processes also there, like when compared to process. So process is program and execution, right? Process are heavyweight, like when we use compared, like process, thread exists in process. So what happens is process are heavy in weight. Process requires separate address space. Inter-process communication is expensive. Okay, so these are the very, I think that this is a very high level of question. So thread is like a separate part of execution in the program. So thread is based on multitasking, right? You guys know multitasking or not, I'm not sure. A thread consists of, what happens is how thread works. So thread is an independent part of execution within the program. Okay. A thread consists of three parts: virtual CPU, code, date. At runtime, thread shares code and data. What happens is in a runtime, that is, they use same address space. So every thread in Java is an object of java.lang or thread class. Java.lang.thread. This is the one of the way to create a thread by extending thread class. Okay, this is very it is very lengthy topic. So I thought of, okay, this is like one thing very important in thread class. How many ways we can create a thread in Java. So by extending thread class or by implementing runnable interface. Sorry. So these are the two ways. I have not mentioned it here. So that's why I've asked you to listen to my video, which is very helpful. So there are two ways we can do it. So by extending a thread class or by implementing runnable interface. This is the best approach for creating. The best way for creating thread is to implement runnable interface. When we extend thread class, we can't extend any other class. So when we create a thread by implementing interface. So which comes to end. Thank you. I'm just giving you I think there are 5-6 questions which is very helpful for you. It's topic. If you want me to make a second video, just put a comment and let me know if you want me to make it, or I will be coming because I have a lot of questions which is for the interview which is coming on. There are a lot of interviews is going on, and I am taking also, and I might be sharing the interview questions as well to you. And another thing, there's an opening in my organization if you want to get referred, and it's a good company if you want. It's a product based company if you want to. So just contact me via an email. Or you can put your, if you are interested, you can put it there, you want me to refer you. Many of you knows my mail ID. If not, they can write in the comment. I may come and contact you guys. So yeah, the referral is for limited time. So come and join my organization. It's really good. I cannot reveal all the things. If you come and contact me, I'll definitely reveal all the stuff for the person who needed. Thank you so much, guys.